Hello and welcome back to another YouTube. Today we are hitting you with another trainer review. This one's a little bit different because for the most part the trainers that I've reviewed, the Puma Nitro 3s and the Nike Vaporflies, they're straight out the box. I've never used them before and I've got a totally fresh opinion on them. But for the Adidas EVO SL, you can't buy them this dirty, you need to put lots of miles into them. I've done probably over 300 miles in these, so they're pretty worn. They have done a job. I'm not going to tell you if it's a good or a bad job yet. You can probably guess by the fact I've done 300 miles in them. So we are going to rate these trainers on 4 different categories: speed and ride, if you like, comfort, how do they wear, how do they feel, is it a comfy trainer? That's a massively important thing. We are going to talk about the mileage and the wear of the trainer. How long does it last? Is it durable? How does it hold up on different surfaces? And then finally, probably one of the most important things about a running trainer is the look. I wouldn't buy a pair of trainers that I genuinely don't like the look of aesthetically or the color, and I think the Adidas EVO SLs have got some really nice colorways. But first and foremost, I'm going to give you a little bit of a lowdown on the trainer, then I'm going to stick these on my feet and I'm going to go out and run, because that's what you do with the running trainers. You don't just wear them for the sake of it. Right, so with the Adidas EVO SL, there are various different colorways. I think there's about a list of 10. You get them in black, you get them in white with the green stripes. There's a couple of other colors that have just come out lately, but these trainers came out in October of last year. They're around about 130 UK pounds, which is about, $150 US, whatever. They have just went, they have skyrocketed. If you go to a park run or you go to a half marathon, any sort of run, you will see someone wearing these trainers. You will see multiple people wearing these trainers. These have got massively popular. Also in this range, you've got some higher spec trainers as well. So these are kind of like your everyday runners. These are the ones that you're going to put a lot of miles in. You can do some tempo stuff, you could do some slow stuff. I just kick about in these on an everyday basis. Personal training and in the gym and stuff like that. Wouldn't necessarily lift in them, but I've done some high rock stuff. They're pretty multi-talented, these. But in the range, you've also got the Pro Evo 2 and you've got the Pro 4. You've even got things like the Prime X3 Strung. These are obviously higher spec, more racy trainers. The Evo 2 is 450 quid, which is pretty expensive, but the Pro 4 is a really, really popular race day trainer nowadays, and they have the Light Strike Pro technology in the trainer, just the same as the EVO SL does, but it's carbon plated, so it's a bit more aggressive, a bit faster. But this is a good all-rounder at a reasonable price, and that's what drew my eye to it. It's also pretty regularly available for discounted prices. So you can go on sports shoes, you can go on Adidas itself, and you will tend to be able to find these at a slightly more discounted price. And I reckon you could probably pick these up for about £100 if you keep your eye out. If you're a size 10, forget it. But if you're anything around that, then you're probably going to find something a bit cheaper. If you are interested in the technicalities, let me check the notes, I don't remember this off by heart. 39mm heel stat. The drop is around about 6.5 to 7mm, dependent on the size of the trainer. Like we talked about, it's got the Light Strike Pro technology in the sole, which is kind of borrowed from their race day trainers, but with a slightly more aggressive approach on this one. No carbon plate, it's super comfy. The one thing that people do criticize it with is the tongue, so that they believe that the tongue doesn't come up far enough. I've never really even thought about that, to be honest, but that's one of the main bits of criticism online, and it's true to size. It is nicely fitted to my foot. I am a size 10 and I bought a size 10. I just found out something that made a lot of sense, but I never even actually, my brain never clicked. SL actually stands for super light, so it's around about 250 grams, which is really weird when you think about it. For an everyday trainer, you tend to find that they're I don't know why I feel the need to throw it in the air just to make me believe it, but usually with an everyday kind of all-round runner, you don't find them usually as light as this, but this is really light, versatile. I'm kind of giving away my thought process on these trainers already. I quite like them. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave you there. I'm not going to tell you how I rate them across the board yet, but I have also known a few of my clients have put these on and they've not felt necessarily very good on them. The only thing, and the only kind of criticism I've got personally, so I've got slightly wider feet, so I get a little bit of an overhang with my foot here. I'm a little bit of an overpronator, so I have been dealing with a little bit of plantar fasciitis on the outside of the foot here. So if you've got slightly wider feet, you might potentially want to go half a size up. As an alternative, if you're someone that's a slightly heavier runner who has slightly wider feet, You might find that you pronate a little bit. There is this alternative that a lot of people have went for, and that's the Asics Nova Blast 5, which again is a trainer that's very hard to get. It's always out of stock because it's pretty good. It's a little bit of a rival to this one, a little bit tiny, a little bit more expensive sometimes, but they're roughly a similar shoe in a similar market. So if you don't like these or you're unsure on these, that would be my alternative. I should make a little mention to these trainers as well. I am by no means an ultramarathon runner, and these, as you can see by the grip, they are not a trail running shoe. But I actually did 60 kilometers in these just a few weeks ago, and I come away with no blisters, no pain in places that the trainer had caused them. The only pain that was induced was the pain from the actual running of 60 kilometers, but they felt absolutely fine. These felt great, and I was on some slightly rougher terrain. I didn't slip. Also to note, like Adidas use the, if you can see that, it's a little bit worn, but they use the Continental rubber on the bottom, which is obviously Continental being the rubber that, you know, that make tires most often. So that has, I don't know, I can't really tell if that's done anything for me, but it seems all right. Quote online, these shoes have held up well and gotten softer at the cost of responsiveness. They make for fantastic, easy running shoes on 444 miles of use, this person. At 125 miles, they are the most comfortable daily trainer I've run in. They're by far my favourite shoes of all time. They can do everything from very slow to very fast. My standout feature is the versatile performance. Whether you're out for an easy run or pushing the pace, the EVO SL delivers. Yeah, there's not actually much negative stuff to be said about these online. The tongue is prone to sliding down. That's one thing. So let's go and get changed. Let's put the trainers on, and I'm going out there into the flipping freezing cold Wednesday afternoon to give these a little run. They're almost done, and I've got this conundrum right now. Do I stick with another pair of these, or do I go for something different? Let's go for one last run, guys. I was waiting to kiss my trainer. I'm not waiting to do that. It looks disgusting. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you. Since I filmed the last bit of that video, it has been 5 hours, and I still didn't go out and do the run and film the content, and I'm still standing here waiting to go. This is part of the reason, because it is fucking freezing out there. But we're away to go, and we're away to run, and then we're going to film the last bit of the review and rate the trainers on speed, comfort, mileage and wear, and then looks, and give them an overall rating, and give you my overall opinion and if I think you should buy these trainers. I am sat in a bus stop. That's where you're getting this video from. After going on my potentially final run with these shoes before I go and trade them in for a newer pair, there's a lorry about to come past. Cheers, lorry. So I'm going to rate them out of 5, 5 being the best. So on speed, I'm going to rate them a solid 4 out of 5. These trainers are not built for speed, but they're very versatile in the sense that they can be used for speed, and you don't usually get that on everyday runners. They usually don't have a great responsiveness, don't have a great bounce, don't have any propulsion, my favourite word, don't have great propulsion. But with a light strike foam, it gets a really good punchy contact into the ground. The only thing I could say is that it's a little bit worn now after the amount of miles that I've done in them, but that's to be expected after 300 miles in a trainer. We then have comfort, so I'm going to give these a 5 out of 5 for comfort. They took a couple of sessions to get broken in, but once they were broken in, they've honestly been one of the comfiest trainers that I've ever worn. Still, after 300 miles, I still feel just as comfy in them. Mileage and wear, I'm giving them a 4.5 out of 5. Like I said, I've done an ultra in these. I've done road running, I've done trail running, I've done track running, I've done all sorts of running, and they hold up really well. And you know, even after, you've seen the pictures, even after 300 miles, they're still in pretty good condition. So they have lasted the test of time, and for £130, I think I got them for 100. I'm pretty happy with how these have worn. And then we've got looks and style. I think these trainers are pretty nice. Like, I think they're pretty cool. Like, this 3-stripe on Adidas is always just aesthetically pleasing, regardless of how you wear it. I've obviously got the green on white, which is now more of a grey colour because of the amount of rain and snow and grit that these have seen. I'll give them a 5 out of 5 because I think they're a really simple but good looking trainer. So overall, these are almost, there's about as close to a 5 out of 5 star everyday trainer that you're going to get. And if you're looking for something that's cheap, comfortable, wears well, can use it for multiple different runs, then the Adidas EVO SL, probably pretty good. Oh my god, it is so cold, but we're home. And I just want to give a quick little shout out to some of the brands that we work alongside. One of them being Flycarb, who are one of the UK's, if not the UK's main supplier of sodium bicarbonate, which is a supplement that a lot of people that are doing running events, high rocks events are now using. If you want to go and see what they're all about and what the supplement's about, watch one of my old videos that touches on what sodium bicarbonate is and how athletes can benefit from it. We also have a exciting new brand that we're going to be working alongside that are a really well-known sports brand in the UK, but also in Spain as well. So we're going to potentially be working with them moving forward, which will be really cool. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, do that thing. Subscribe, press the button. You even need to watch my videos, just subscribe. Why not? Like, what harm is it going to do? See you later. These do nothing, by the way.